Well, hello there. It is Thursday, December 15th, and we are gathered here to discuss episode 10 of the challenge 38 Ride or Dies. Our first episode where we are not working in Ride or Dies. We're working with two larger teams. I'm excited to get into this. I thought it was a great episode. So let's jump on in. Let's jump on in. Well, I am John Dunphy, and I am joined, as always, by my Ride or Dies, Mr. Kyle Petty and Miss Gina Morgino. Once again, we are here to discuss the Challenge 38 Ride or Dies, and we are Strat Chat, your favorite reality TV podcast.
Presumptuous.
Yeah, presumptuous. we know. If you want to find us on the socials, you can do that at Strat Chat Pod. Look for us on, Twitter, Instagram, places like that. You can also check out our website, www.stratchatpod.com. All right. So now that that's out of the way, I'm excited to get into this. Any initial thoughts you guys had before we kind of, go through the episode? Anything you got?
My only initial thought is that we can really abandon the 90-minute episode format. We don't have enough people for that. There was a lot of filler in this sucker. There's absolutely no reason why we couldn't get this down to an hour. I was appreciative of the 90 minutes at the beginning.
Yeah.
But at this stage...
There's a lot of filler in this one.
Enough now.
Yeah.
Enough now.
I agree with this. I found myself, and I love Jordan and Tori and their drama, but I found myself feeling like, all right, we've established, for several episodes, we've established that there's drama between them. We don't now need to revisit it every episode, and we certainly don't need to revisit it every 15 minutes of every episode. Exactly. Yes.
Congratulations. You have endured another commercial break. Now, Jordan and Tori.
Yeah. No, because I think it was the last week when we were talking about Challenge 38. I was like, I feel like I shouldn't even bring up this Tori and Jordan stuff, but it leads to other things in the episode. But this really felt so unnecessary.
There's all there is to talk about is Tori and Jordan.
It's like we get it.
It's troubles.
But so I guess really, picking up on episode 10 here, this is where we were at with our teams from the end of episode 9. So you see Fessy's team on top there. We got Bananas, Anissa, Olivia, Casey, Nelson, Tori, and Chauncey. And then Mariah's team, we've got Jordan, Amber, Horacio, Devin, Mariah, Nani, Kenny, and Nerese. Okay, those are our teams. And each team had their own little team meeting at the beginning of this episode. Fessy's team seemed to be way more energetic. They're definitely more excited about their team, I think. And I didn't realize this at first. Did you guys? Because it looks like there's 8 people on each team, right? And I forget who made the comment on Fessy's team, but they said we only have 2 rookies on our team to Mariah's team that has 4 rookies. So half of Mariah's team is actually made up of rookies, which I hadn't even really thought about. Any thoughts on that? I mean, especially with who the rookies are. So on Fessy's team, the only 2 rookies are Olivia and Chauncey. And then on Mariah's team, they've got it's Nerese, Horacio, Kenny, and who am I blanking on?
I mean, Mariah.
Nerese, Mariah. Yeah, Mariah is the other rookie. There you go. What do you think about that? Any thoughts on that? Just that there's an uneven split of rookies here.
I mean, no, it's just like we were saying last time. I don't know why it is perceived that Mariah has a shit team.
Right.
Like, granted, in the challenge they played today, I understand how Fessy's team had an advantage, but
that's this challenge.
Yeah, right. That's like this particular skill set, they have an advantage, but I don't see why we're shitting on Mariah's team.
No. And honestly, I think that it could work in their favor that they have a team of rookies, because these are people who are not coming in with backstory and all this baggage. These are people who don't always play so well together.
And
on
it
Fessy.
confused me
So
because I
that
think
could
it
work
was
against them.
Nelson that said at one point in the episode that gave them an advantage that they do have all of that history together. And I was like, I don't understand why having all of that backstory and all of those like intertwining of issues with people gives you an advantage.
Well,
I feel like it's an advantage to not have all of that baggage
yes,
with each other.
well, I guess arguably the advantage would be we could act with maybe a little bit more intention sometimes because I trust the people that I'm doing this with, even if I don't always like you. What I can know about you is that you have a passion for winning this game, and I know that your heart is in it. So even if you don't like me, I know that your wanting to win is greater than your distaste for me. So I can at least trust in that. Where maybe you don't have that from a rookie. At least you know where the other person is coming from, whether it's positive or negative. That unsurety,
Yeah.
you know, provide some hesitance maybe sometimes in some challenges. So we can count that as an advantage, but I don't know. They kind of go both ways.
Yeah.
It could go either.
I know. We did get a little bit of a conversation between, I think it was Fessy and Nelson, about how, on Mariah's team, Devin and Jordan are very strong players, but kind of like what we were talking about here with vets having history, Devin and Jordan. So you've got the 4 rookies over on Mariah's team, and then 2 of the players that are vets that know each other well, and Devin and Jordan have this history of really not getting along well. And I think it was Fessy being like, oh, well, Devin's going to want to say that he wants to do the puzzle, and Jordan's going to say that he wants to do it, and they won't get along, which could play into Fessy's team's favor as well. But I kind of have a feeling that Devin and Jordan are going to be able to kind of suck it up and work together in this. And I think we got an example of that.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to like play this up a little bit,
Yeah.
for TV.
Right. I think it was even more just like exacerbated by the fact that like there's now this Tory wedge and everything, but I don't think that that's necessarily Jordan and Devin's drama,
No. If anything, Devin could maybe help on some of that because he can kind of work as a middle person in between the two of them. Being able to talk to both sides and kind of offer a different point of view without, the emotion behind it, can actually help.
Yeah.
Could be interesting to see how that one plays out.
I agree. I do agree.
Yeah.
So hey, let's move into the daily challenge, huh? Because this was a sponsored daily challenge.
Ooh, and I love a sponsorship.
I was over it.
I love it automatically. I said, "Puss and who?"
No.
So this is our first daily challenge where we're competing in 2 teams. So that made this exciting. But TJ also pointed out that this is also the first day that everyone is working against their own ride or die, which is pretty exciting, right? Not only are you working in separate teams, but the person that you've been relying on all season, you're now trying to beat.
Very exciting.
And I got to say, this is probably weirder for like Casey than almost anybody else because, she's got 2 people that could really be her ride or dies over on the other side now in Nani and Kenny. So it's got to be a weird feeling for her. But TJ tells us that this challenge is inspired by the upcoming film Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Hooray! Yes. Oh yeah, we got a nice message from Antonio Banderas, which was very exciting. Yeah, it was kind of funny and exciting to hear Antonio say, "Oh, thanks, TJ. Let me tell you about my movie." I loved it, honestly.
You better thank TJ.
Yeah,
King of all good shit.
Yeah, and then we got a nice montage of a lot of the players and their cats. They were very excited about this sponsorship.
Purr.
I'm sorry. These sponsorships drive me insane because you see them all like, wow, great movie. Y'all didn't watch that trailer. There's no TV where you are. I know you don't know the product placement that you're cheering for. It's oh my God,
every minute of the manufactured nonsense.
It drives me insane.
Bring
like,
it on. And to see TJ talking about Puss in Boots, it did tickle me greatly.
Yeah.
Would you look at this man?
Oh my God.
Because he hates every minute of it, and it just makes it so very fun.
I thought it was great.
All these stupid cat puns. I was like, get out of here.
It's so delicious. Matt wants to know who did it better. The Challenge 38 with Puss in Boots or Big Brother 24 with the invitation. Now, I got to tell you, I'm going to say the Challenge 38 did it better. And the reason
Me too.
in my opinion, because we expect this from Big Brother. and the house guests expect it.
Yeah.
We don't do this kind of stuff in the challenge. And TJ most certainly does not become part of the commercial. So to see him in this manner, it was fun. It was fun, and I will revisit it later.
Oh my god.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was
I
great. I thought
absolutely
it was
loved it.
fantastic. Fantastic.
And I got to tell you, like, Jordan, I think, is a real fan. I think Jordan is a real fan here. He was talking about his love for Shrek and how one of his favorite characters in Shrek was Puss in Boots. I think this was real for Jordan. He's really excited about this.
I think there were a couple of genuinely excited people in there, whether they want to admit it or not. But I listen, we clocked it. We clocked it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the actual challenge itself.
Let's get into this one was a fucking hoot.
Yeah, this really was awesome.
This was
it was called
so fun.
It was called Last Life, and which was fitting for the Last Wish because Puss in Boots is looking for his last life. Puss in Boots, yeah. Puss in Boots is looking for his last life. So I'm already butchering the sponsorship. So
oh, no, this is why we don't get ads, y'all.
So no, we don't get ads because nobody watches us.
I didn't want to put us down so early at night. We got a long night.
Oh my god.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Oh my god.
So in this competition, there are 2 decks, and they are connected by a beam. And this beam and the 2 decks are suspended over water. Okay, we love it. We love a good competition where you're suspended over water. Very fun. In this game, right, we'll be playing in 2 heats, a men's heat and a women's heat, and each team will have to send out 1 player at a time to battle it out at the center of this beam. Okay, now each player represents a life for their team in the game. Now you must keep your balance and try to outlast your opponent and knock them off the beam. And once you do that, you take away a life from their team, but you also preserve a life for your team. Okay, now in the event of a tie, there would be a sudden death round. But as we saw, there would be no sudden death round needed in this competition.
Not needed. Yeah.
And TJ tells us that the team that wins will determine who goes into elimination. So they'll get to pick a person that gets to go into elimination. But we don't really learn much more from that. We also learn, though, that there will be a special prize for the team that wins this competition, courtesy of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So we'll get to that, though, in a minute. In the first heat, the men's heat, this was actually pretty yeah, this was pretty close. We had Fessy's team was the pink team. Moriah's team was the yellow team. First, we had Nelson versus Devin face off, and Nelson took Devin out. Bananas and Horacio. Horacio took down Bananas. This was a good matchup for Horacio. He did well. But then after that, the pink team, Fessy's team, just pretty much took it home. Fessy dominated in this competition. It was not even like a contest. He knocked Kenny off, and then he knocked Horacio off right after.
It was so funny to see Kenny, like, knowing that he's gonna go down, be like, all right, no, if you just waited 1 minute longer, I was gonna get you. It's like, oh my god.
That was cute, but there was a comment that had come later, and he was like, oh yeah, I went in just to make sure, just kind of like wasted his turn. And it's like, I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like that. Why don't you go? You never know. You never know. Like,
and also, like, that's not how the competition works, because he still then went up against somebody else.
Right. And it's like, it's not a waste of a turn. You wasted your turn. It was a waste of a turn, actually, and it was yours. You should have given it a shot, because you never know. What if he got a little off balance just once? If you go into it just assuming I'm a throwaway thing, well, then guess what? Yeah. You can never be anything more. So, like, come on, kids. In addition to staying in school, never give up on yourself. Always believe, push forward. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
Do what Kenny didn't.
Yeah. Oh no.
Because this isn't just you're bigger and stronger than me, so I'm automatically going to lose. This is Puss in Boots. Thanks, Matt. But like, this is the type of thing where you can, try to juke, try to go side to side and throw like you said, Kyle, throw somebody off balance, and then you just have to give them a little nudge, send them off the side,
Listen, if Jordan, with the handicap that he has, if he can win a tug of war,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that there isn't a possibility that Kenny could have won against Fessy. You
Right.
know, just keeping it real.
Right.
I really like this comment from DM Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So DM Rock says, I feel like production rigged this for Fessy's team to win. It was a thought that had crossed my mind. I'll give you that. I want to see what the next challenge is, though. Because if the next challenge is a little something more even killed, and maybe something more puzzly,
Yeah.
trivia based thinking. Actually, we kind of know it's going to be trivia based, don't we?
We do. We
We
saw in
do
the
know
next
that it's
one.
going to be trivia based. We saw the next on. He did say that he likes trivia, but for anybody with VPNs or our Australian friends, we've already seen this challenge, right? This spinny
That's right.
swirly thing, right?
We'll be
'Cause we saw
talking
this
about
in
it
the
in a little
challenge
while.
Australia. We will be talking about it in a little while. So we do know that trivia is coming up. So
I actually have a picture of the.
yeah, we don't want to jump right into saying
Whoa.
that that something is rigged one way or the other. You're going to have more physical competitions than the other. It'll be interesting to make sure that we keep things even, though, that we're kind of going back and forth. So something more trivia based could really help a
Right.
team with like Moriah.
And not all physical challenges too. I mean, like this is physical in the fact that you're like up against another opponent, but like there are physical challenges, but they're physical in a more, endurance sort of way. So like they're
Right.
more physical, but like Mariah's team might do better in a challenge that has a lot of running involved, where you're not going face to face with somebody else, trying to knock them off a platform or,
Right.
yeah.
So it's something we have to look out for. That's why I definitely think it's something that should be highlighted. But let's see what the next one is. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. And I even loved how Bananas described it. When they got up on those platforms, Bananas was like, he's like, our team is up here looking like a football, like we're like an offensive line for like a football team. Meanwhile, like the other team comes out like they're the Mighty Mites.
Yeah.
Because they do have the size, but that's not going to be that big of a deal in every challenge. This one it was, but yeah.
That's what I would be embarrassed to have Fessy win my TV show. Everybody needs to stop it on all this like Fessy hate.
No.
I got to tell you though, at some point he's gonna win one.
Of course he's gonna win one.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on. Like, listen, I am not a Fessy stan, but like y'all gonna make me one because you know how I roll. Like the more you push me to one side, the harder I go for it. Even if I don't really believe in it, I just gotta save face and go mad hard. And like that's where y'all's pushing me. I keep getting tried on Twitter. After Fessy retweeted me, I got shredded. All right. I am still healing from the beating.
Healing.
Yeah, man. But like, stop. I mean, like, he keeps going to finals. Stop acting like Fessy's not somebody to look out for. That's all I'm trying to say.
I actually I don't think he's going to win this one. I don't know what it is. I've just been getting the feeling more and more that this is Devin's season. I don't know why. That's what I'm getting. But I do think Fessy.
But
I think Fessy's gonna.
I think you're thinking that because Devin has been positioned over these past few seasons to like be the new Bananas. That's how I feel like they are trying to make him like that big rabble rouser.
Yeah, but I really think that this is Devin's season. I do. I think he's going to win it, especially now that my winner picks are out, Jay and Michelle. I feel like I've been trying to, Devin and Tori would have been my second choice, and now I'm like, I really think Devin is going to win. I don't know what's going to happen with the pairs now, though, if Devin and Tori can win together. But I think this is Devin's season. But I do think Fessy's going to win in the next like two to three seasons. He'll have a championship of his own.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I have to root for Daddy B. I don't have a choice. Even if I thought the cards were stacked against him, I don't have a choice. Like, it's just the way we roll. Daddy B till we die, till the wheels fall off.
Daddy B.
Daddy B.
Daddy B.
I can't do Daddy B.
So is it going to be Daddy B? Or is it going to be Sir Nanas?
Why?
There's just so many names that you're not going to take. So like you can't keep canceling my stuff. So you got to take something. Either Sir Nanas or Daddy B. I don't know.
Daddy B.
I try so hard to like take things seriously, but every time that someone's like, yeah, and I was having that conversation with Bananas, and it's like, you can't call this grown man Bananas and expect me to take the conversation
Yes,
seriously.
you
That's
can, 'cause
his
that's what his
name.
name has always been. His name
Yeah.
has been Banana since high school.
Yeah. Daddy B.
Honestly,
Daddy
B.
Bananas.
Daddy B is Bananas. Like,
Like, you'll see
Yep.
people in
you
confessionals
don't
like
have to decide now, but you're
spilling
gonna have
their
to decide
soul
later.
out, spilling their soul out into these confessionals, and they're like, yeah, and then like Bananas was saying, and I'm like, come on.
I don't know what's your problem. I don't know what your problem is. That's his name. That's his name. That's his. That's his name.
I don't know
Like,
what your
What
problem
your
is.
problem is?
yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Like, there's nothing unserious about it. It's the name of a health. It's the name of a person, and it's also the name of a healthy food full of potassium.
It's the name of a legend. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
literally don't know what you're talking about.
I'm having fun.
All right. Well, anyway.
Bananas
So
is bad. Get ready to call a grown man Yam Yam on Survivor 44.
No.
I don't think
No.
she's getting ready for that. I have a feeling that Gina is bowing out of the next Survivor. So like,
So
I don't
we
know. I don't know that she'll be calling anyone anything.
yeah, we've already been calling somebody Meow Meow for years.
Yeah,
so.
and I no.
Yeah, and well, she can't reject the Meow Meow because Big Brother
Yeah.
is her roots. I mean, like,
Right.
I certainly
Meow Meow.
can reject Meow Meow.
yeah,
I don't
but
think you
can't-
have
but
the authority.
I mean, you can reject it, but you can't bow out of any coverage. Like, Meow Meow will always be a part of your world, whether you want it to be or not. Because listen, you are Big Brother. I mean, you are the reason why this podcast exists, arguably.
All right. Well, anyway,
Way off. We're way off.
let's get to the second round
We gotta get back
of this daily challenge. Now, this was time for the women's heat. This was absolutely no contest whatsoever. Fessy's team, the pink team, took it. They won every single round. Casey beat Moriah. Olivia beat Nani. And this was a little bit of a scary moment because Nani took a big fall and we saw her leaving in a neck brace in an ambulance. And that's how she left the challenge. After that, though, we had Tori taking down Amber, and they were doing some kind of weird little fencing, puss in boot type. They were just doing a lot of jumping around. It was weird.
There were claws. There was I don't know what was happening there.
And then Anissa, who said her only main concern was just not hurting Nerys. That was what she said, and she took Nerys down. So Fessy's team wins both rounds. They win the daily challenge, and they all get to go to the world premiere of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That's their reward for their hard-earned win.
Awesome. Yeah. Deserved.
Really, really nice.
Do we really think that Nani was hurt here?
I don't know. I mean, it looked like a hard fall, you know.
It did. I just think that maybe our ego is a little bit more bruised than anything else.
Ooh. Wow. You think getting taken down by a rookie, by Olivia, was kind of a blow for her?
I mean, Olivia's no slouch.
That's the thing. I was going to say, I don't think it should have been a blow.
Yeah.
But I think that's really what that was. It didn't really, I don't know.
Okay.
Just throw that out there, for further review later on. Because she certainly did not seem to have any blowback from this horrible fall and ambulance exit. All right, she just walked right back into the house. She was like, "Hey, bitch, who's pouring the next drink?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Hey, listen, anything is possible. Anything's possible. And now, so TJ now tells us that the pink team, Fessy's team, will have to go back to the house, and they will have to interrogate. They're just going to interrogate the 4 guys from the losing side. There's no go to deliberation, decide who you want to put in. It's just no. It's a men's elimination. The 4 guys that were on the losing team, they're all up for interrogation. Yeah. So what did you think? Any thoughts on that? Did you like that? I liked how they did that. Nice, clean, simple. This is how it works.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
I liked it in the moment. I didn't like it the way it played out later because I still don't feel like anyone really worked with any autonomy. People just kind of just followed the herd.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes some of the steam out of the interrogation for me.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
But it did make good TV in the moment.
In the moment, yeah. TJ also had told us that they would be picking one person to automatically go into elimination, but he did not mention whether or not the dagger pull would still be in effect, which did make for some interesting conversation, because you had in the interrogation and then even afterwards at like our club night and everything, people were talking about like, oh, if it's a vote or if it's a call out, how the next person is decided. I guess at that point they still weren't sure if, maybe the losing team has to vote for one of their own people to go in. We've seen that kind of thing before.
Right.
Or if it's like the person that goes straight to elimination, maybe they get to choose their opponent or, something like that. It still was kind of up in the air how that might work. But, no matter what, somebody is going to be disappointed on the winning team, because even if they're not willing to say the name, they're going to have to watch their team vote for their ride or die to go in. Somebody in there is going to be unhappy. You know what I mean?
Which is an element to this that I really quite enjoy.
Yeah,
it does make for some fun banter and some fun conversation. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I agree. It was funny to me because we can go right into the interrogation now. I mean, not really much happened other than Nani returning to the house, but everybody was pretty much just hanging around. And then we went to the interrogation. So Fessy's team starts talking their options. Casey obviously says she's not saying her brother's name. Tori said that she would not vote for Devin. So we saw some people kind of giving, right off the bat, like, this is non-negotiable for me. I'm not saying this person's name. But it didn't really matter what Casey said, because when her brother Kenny came in for interrogation, he basically told everybody, I want to go in. So what did you think about this now? Because Kenny still, I feel like you never want to say that you will just go into elimination or just volunteer yourself. But what did you think about his reasoning of like, if you guys send me in, maybe I could have some more control over who I go against, because Horacio, Jordan, and Devin are all incredibly tough opponents. But would you rather go against a Horacio who's a rookie over a Devin or a Jordan? That was kind of what Kenny's line of thinking was here, I think. So, any thoughts on this?
I mean, not really. It's kind of hard because you didn't know how this is going to turn out. I don't think Kenny's an idiot. I think he had a pretty good idea that he was going to be going in. So you might as well volunteer yourself, because it can't hurt.
Right.
You're going in, so you might as well just say, yeah, I'll go. Because like you said, maybe that will give you some control over something.
Yeah. All right. Any thoughts on these interrogations, though, in general, though? So, obviously we talked a little bit about Kenny's, but, Horacio came in, said that he felt he shouldn't be the pick because he didn't think he was the strongest person on his team. That was really Devin or Jordan's title. Bananas, when he met with Devin, asked, how would you play this? Would you play it the easy way, or, would you rock the boat? And Devin, I think, was kind of like, well, I think we're past the point of rocking the boat or not rocking the boat. And then with Jordan, we just had another little moment with Tori being like, if the roles were reversed here, would you have my back? And those were like kind of the notes that I had for the 4 interrogations.
Which I found that so annoying.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Like, for 1 second, it's not about you. Don't make it about the relationship. Don't make
right.
Just like, for this one moment, don't make it about you.
Like, what would you do for me? And it's like, what? There are 7 other people on that side of the table. Like, what is this? What would you do for me? You are 1/8 of this equation. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not liking her in this episode. Sorry. Episode 10. No deal.
Oh, no deal for Tori Deal, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
I actually I didn't even believe her either, honestly, because there was a point where she was talking about how she didn't want Devin to be an option. But she was like, and the edit sort of played into this too, because she was like, Devin is the only one that I want to protect. I don't mind saying anybody else's name. And the edit, the way that they cut it was that it shot right to Jordan's name and his face. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so they're implying that she's cool. She's referring to Jordan here.
Uh-huh.
But do we really believe that Tori doesn't want Jordan to go? Or that Tori does want Jordan to go? I mean, do we really believe that?
No, but she did also say it. So, like, of course, whether or not your mind, I mean, everyone's mind went to Jordan. So the editors just gave us what we were already
Right.
thinking.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like, right. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I heard that
Right.
too.
But yeah, anything else on interrogation? That was pretty
No.
much all I had.
Those
Okay.
lamos.
Yeah, it was
Boo.
fairly lame, fairly
Boo.
lame. Now, so we went into club night. We had one little thing that was interesting to me was Amber, Mariah, and Horacio kind of talking about how Kenny, they all love Kenny, but he is the weakest on the team. So they're for the longevity of their game, for the strength of their team. And because at this point, we're still not sure if there's a dagger pull or what. So they're talking about if they have to send somebody in, Kenny would likely be the choice that they would want to see go in. Other than that, I mean, that was the only thing that was interesting to me from club night. Did you guys have anything else?
No.
No.
Okay. Club night is
All
the
right.
worst.
I know. I just feel like, it should be acknowledged. Sometimes things happen there. Sometimes.
No, sometimes. No, I agree. I just as a whole, like it just feels like the most forced. Here, go have conversation now. And it's just like, and it's never the best environment for conversation. The sound quality is very poor. I always have to struggle to hear what's going on. You have to put captions on the bottom. It's like this is season 38 of just the main thing. We haven't figured out a better way to do this. I gotta struggle. I need captions. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Boo, boo. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
I just know what it isn't.
Okay.
That's all.
So this takes us pretty much right into the elimination here. And TJ tells us, or asks Fessy's team, who you picking for elimination? Who did you decide on? And it looked like they were like not prepared for this. Did you get the same impression that like they thought like it was going to be Fessy just saying one name and then that was the name? Like it didn't look like they realized that everybody was voting.
Vote like that, right?
Right. So they clearly had not come up with anything, had not really made an actual decision altogether. And Fessy kind of was like, we're going to go with Horacio because it sounded like we said, like he thought that was it. And then TJ goes, all right, next person, who's your vote? And everybody started rattling off Horacio's name. Nelson was a little upset about this. He said that everybody was just taking this easy road of saying Horacio's name. But apparently him, Chauncey, and Olivia, the three of them on Fessy's team, were not really brought into the loop. We're not really, but I don't know if they were the only ones that didn't get this little talk because it seemed like Fessy picked Horacio, a couple of people picked Horacio, and then they all just started piling on. That's what it seemed like to me. So he seemed upset though that specifically him, Chauncey, and Olivia were not like keyed in on what the vote would be. Do you have any thoughts about that? I mean, just the miscommunication. I feel like they've been so pumped how strong their team is and all that. They were so excited to get the first win. I was a little surprised to see how like just discombobulated they were coming into this.
That confused, but then you did have that little huddle moment. So like, how confused can you be? Like,
right. That's what threw me. I was like, I very much did see you guys deliberating about this.
Right, and like Nelson, like. So much has been centered around your relationship with Fessy, successful or not, whatever the case may be. But like, I still don't imagine any situation where, especially where this season has gone, this game has been played, that like there wasn't a conversation between Fessy and Nelson at the very least.
Right.
So if the expectation was that Fessy was speaking for you, then you should not have been surprised by what Fessy said. Like,
right.
You're still his friend, and there's been so much buildup around him protecting you. Like, you didn't have one conversation at all? That can't be.
Right. Do you think any of this was kind of just like a little bit of a show from Nelson because Horacio, right, is Olivia's number one, and Nelson has had this romantic relationship with Olivia, so he doesn't want to be seen as, oh, I wasn't part of this decision. They didn't even talk to me about it.
I just piled on because it's bad for my game to give a vote in the opposite direction or to the contrary. when everyone else is going this way. I don't know. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Nelson's full of shit.
I think so too. That's the
Mhm.
impression that I got there.
Mhm.
But so everybody voted for Horacio except for Olivia. She said she was caught off guard by this. She
And she'll have
sends
none.
her vote. Yeah. And she puts her vote on Kenny. So all votes for Horacio except for one, which went to Kenny. TJ then says that Kenny, Jordan, and Devin will pull daggers. So that answers that question. And we didn't have to do that for long because with his very first pull, Devin pulls the safe dagger.
Oh.
Boo.
Rigged.
Yep. And that is why I hate the daggers. Of course, Devin pulled it.
Yeah.
Because they told him which one it was. Just like with Bananas and Nani. We are
Right.
not letting the people that are driving our storylines to go. We will not have it.
Did you hear Devin actually made a comment at one point too? He was like, "Yeah, I knew since last night I was going to pull that safe dagger," and I'm like, "Is he like?
Told you.
Is he trying to like secretly tell us? It's like
Right.
because I was clued in on which dagger to go
like,
for."
No, because I believed in myself and they told
You
me.
knew you were going to pull the safe dagger because before you went to bed, they already told you which one it was. And that's why you slept so easy. You walked into that elimination with absolutely no concern. Yes. You said, oh, diddly diddly dee bop. Oh, safe. Oh, color me shocked. Crap. Absolutely not. No.
Crap. Oh God. Well, so this meant that Devin was safe, and he decides to choose Jordan, and he tries to play it up a little bit. He says, with my reputation, people expect me to do something shady.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to save Jordan, which is totally unexpected. And that's what he did.
I know.
Which means...
gas.
And this means, of course, that our elimination would be Horacio and Kenny. And this elimination was pretty wild. It was called Breaking Barriers. You ready, Kyle? We had, in the middle of the zone, we had a giant hallway. And in this hallway throughout, there were different doorways and barriers that our challengers, our people in elimination here, they'd have to break through these barriers. And they'd have to get all the way to the middle of the hallway where there'd be a button where they'd have to hit this button. Whoever got there first, they win the elimination. And there were different types of little barriers here. So, the first one, I forget what tool they actually used, but it was, there was an axe for one tool. There was a wrench. There was the bolt cutter. Yeah.
Maybe the axe was first. Who cares?
Yeah. But so, they had the tools that they needed. It was just a matter of getting through each door as fast as you could. Horacio got off to a very big lead here. Kenny looked like he closed the gap a little bit, but this wasn't much of a contest from what I could tell. Horacio won. Kenny is eliminated. Horacio is now 4-0 in eliminations. He's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
He's a beast.
He and Olivia are nothing to be not looking at. Like,
they will not go home.
You think they're making it to the final?
They keep saying, "Oh, the rookies." The two of them are outplaying everyone.
Right.
Everyone.
Get the fuck out of here. Do what you want. I'm not going home. I'm not going home.
They just got to get that daily challenge win,
They don't, though. They don't.
Well, they don't have to, but that's the one thing that's missing.
Have they not gotten one?
That is
although Olivia now with her team has gotten a daily challenge win, but before that they had not won. We did have one challenge in the past where there were two different heats, and Olivia and Horacio won their heat, but the fastest overall time came from the other heat.
Gotcha.
So they've been in the top 2-3 of finishers for a bunch of daily challenges, but they've never actually won and had the power.
They've been front runners.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Front runners.
Yeah. So this means, of course, that Moriah's team, they had their first loss. Kenny goes home. So they're down to 7 players on their team while Fessy's team still has 8. Except we got thrown a little curveball at the end of this episode because everybody left the zone. And then what happens? TJ stays behind, right? But we don't know why.
And I said out loud, I said, "What's happening?"
Yep.
I could just smell that something was afoot.
Oh, I went to close out my screen and saw there was more time in the episode, and I went,
Yep. That's right. That's right. Because who do we see walking back into the zone after everyone else has left?
K-Dog.
Who is it? That's right. K-Dog. Kenny. Casey's little brother. He comes walking back in, and TJ tells him that in this game, you live and you die by your ride or die, which means that as long as your ride or die, Casey, is in the game, you still have a chance. Yeah. So,
nice. Give me a
what do you think about this?
redemption house. Give me a redemption house. Ooh.
Yeah.
Redemption house. For those of you who don't know, redemption house is to the challenge as the battle back is to Big Brother.
That's right.
Aha.
That's
All
right.
of a sudden, Gina said, hello, I am clued in. Welcome
I
back.
know what this means.
Yes. My name is Gina Morgino, and I am back in the chat.
Well, this is big for you, Gina, right? Because Casey and Kenny are your winner picks, right? So, so as of now, it didn't look too good at the end of the elimination last night, but as of now, Casey and Kenny are both still in the game. So,
Hell yeah.
So this is something that we've seen in the challenge before?
No.
Oh.
Not quite like this.
Where you're tied to another partner, which is why you're still alive. It's like maybe you were eliminated and then there was a redemption house and you got to try to battle your way back in or something, but not necessarily like this ride or die style.
Yeah, no, not quite like this. Like literally the redemption house is a battle back.
Gotcha.
Everyone's just in a sequestered spot, just talking shit. And then they do a competition and somebody goes back. That's literally, No, this is interesting because I wonder now where he goes. Is that how it works? Like maybe of the remaining people, when they get to a certain point, do they just battle? Like I wonder how this goes. I can't imagine you just going, because he said you have a chance to get back or something, right?
Right.
Like it didn't sound like Kenny's just going to walk back in at some point. It still sounds like he's gonna have to earn it. So I'm intrigued to see how this goes.
Yeah.
Do we get a redemption house and these people go in there, and then like if your person gets eliminated before you get to compete for your chance to go back in, you just leave. So, sorry, kiddo. You already stunk up the joint once, so
does everybody else not know about that still? Like the way that it happens in the challenge, do the rest of the competitors know that that's an option or no?
No,
they never. I would think that they
redemption
don't know.
house is always a secret. I would assume this is a secret too. We have not been included otherwise, but no, redemption house is always a secret, just like battle back. Yeah, it's a secret until it isn't.
Very interested to see how it works, though. How this all works.
Can't wait. That's such a fun twist.
Yeah.
Except it definitely does guarantee that we are going past December 28th. Like, we had that whole discussion of we wrapped up at no, we're not. We'll still be chatting in the spring.
Yeah, I mean, we still have half of our people in there. There's still
There's a lot of stuff still.
A lot of stuff to do.
We're gonna go male, female, back and forth. Yeah,
right. And knowing that people are not really leaving the game and have a chance to get back in, we have a long way to go.
Yeah,
this is a midpoint at best. Yeah, we'll be seeing you every Thursday.
Yeah, which is exciting. Very exciting. All right. So what do we have coming up next for the Challenge 38? Next week, next Thursday, will be December 22nd. My God.
Yeah.
Birthday podcast.
Oh, how about that?
Will you be here?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Oh. I really wish you would have discussed this offline. Because my birthday is the 29th, and I don't plan to be here. So, yeah. Oh, damn. And now I look like the dick. We'll talk more. I guess we don't have to. All right.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out,
All
right. Well,
birthday podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll be here next week for sure.
Yes. So that'll be Thursday, December 22nd, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be talking episode 11 of the Challenge 38. which is very exciting.
Yes.
We will not be talking about the Challenge Australia next week at 10:30 p.m. because tonight is the last time we're talking about it. So that'll be in about 10 minutes, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking the Challenge Australia, the season finale. Very exciting. And next Monday, which I don't even know what date that is, December something.
December 19th.
December 19th. Monday, December 19th, we'll be talking the season finale of Survivor, right? That'll be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. And we also have a special guest. I told nobody. Mikey
I was
is
like, what do you
coming
mean?
back.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, Mikey's coming back. Yeah.
Always good to see Mikey.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
Fun.
sorry. I'm sorry I didn't clear it. Yeah. Matt. The groan is not for Mikey. The groan is for the outcome of Survivor 43, for which Matt owes me $10.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yes. He came to me saying that he would give me $10. If wait. Gina already knows.
I haven't watched
You
it, but I
already
know.
All right, yeah. I would get $10 if Gabler won. And I said, okay, sounds good. I said, you give me a selection. Jesse's a gimme. You can't pick him. And he selected Cassidy. So,
I cannot wait to watch just to see how that happened because I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. Matt says cheers for Mikey, though.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, except Mikey's not going to be happy because he hasn't.
Oh,
So when I asked him to do this, he was working, so he hadn't seen it yet. He was just like, and if Jesse doesn't win, I'm gonna be mad. And I just went, so when are you gonna watch?
That's so funny.
So I texted him today.
It's so funny because
did you watch yet? He goes, no, not yet. And I still don't know what's happening.
I almost said when we were talking about it the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, there's no way Jesse's not winning." I was like, "You said this about Xander, and that didn't really work out that well for you. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut."
Yeah, maybe Mikey is not the survivor savant that he wants to act like he is, and we have to dive into that.
Or Mikey has Kyle syndrome, where he says he likes someone and then they can't win.
Right, it's the kiss of death. Do not officially endorse someone, because Gabler never got my official endorsement. But look what happened.
You said 1,000 times. I'm not saying I stan.
Right.
Yeah, and you see how it turned out.
Well, I'm very excited to talk about Survivor finale. Very
too.
Excited.
It's gonna be a long pod. That's gonna be a long pod because there's a lot to talk about.
A lot to get into.
Yeah. As Matt says, get your sativas. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna be up for a bit. We're gonna be up.
And the next on for the Challenge 38 next week will be exciting because we'll be talking about trivia. It looks like trivia, TJ's favorite, also Kyle's favorite. Challenge trivia. We see Nelson and Devin. I noticed they looks like they're getting into something. You can see they're on opposite teams. So it looked like they were talking something game wise. And then some potential Tori and Nerese drama that I saw. So, we'll see. Those are the things that I noticed coming up for the next on. And we'll see what happens. All right.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
So anything else for the, the good of the community? We have got to jump down under in 5 minutes. So wrap it up here. You guys got anything else for Challenge 38, Ride or Dies?
No.
That's all I got.
No. This is an awesome night. Right. Thanks a lot.
Very fun.
So
anybody that's watching, that's listening, thank you so much. If you want to find us on the socials, you can do so at Strat Chat Pod. Look for us on Twitter and Instagram, places like that. Or check out our website, www.stratchatpod.com.
Yeah, listen, really do follow the socials. We're posting more and stuff. Gina's been working so hard on her clips and stuff.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, we got a reason to follow. Find us. Strat Chat Pod. Yeah, go find us. Fun, friendly folks.
Well, join us down under in a few minutes, all right? And if not, we'll see you next week. Later.
Okay.